Let's start with Gal Luft. What do you make of the situation? Would you agree that the DOJ's indictment of Gal Luft proves that he actually is indeed a credible witness?
I think it really does. And, it again points to the fact that we've got such a double standard of justice at the DOJ. Here's a man getting ready to blow the whistle. And over and over again, we've seen the president and his son, and evidently his son's uncle or the president's brother, all tied together with these seemingly corrupt schemes. And as our Judiciary Committee and Oversight Committee keep delving into this thing, we see more and more evidence that there was a lot of deep corruption going on under the previous administration of Obama when Biden was vice president. Mm-hmm. And quite frankly, it's happening over and over again. And we see just a complete double standard of justice in this DOJ.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We see it time and time again, and it's got to be stopped. Don't you think it would be smart to give Luft immunity? I mean, despite having ties to the highest levels of the CCP and the Chinese energy company, so that he can speak out and expose the Biden crime family corruption, I mean, wouldn't that be what is needed in this scenario?
No question about it. Any honest prosecutor and investigator certainly would want to know that. Right. And yet we don't see this happening because, as we've seen over and over again, the FBI, the IRS, many in the DOJ itself simply do not want to find out any more information about what's going on, in regards to all of these allegations. And also, quite frankly, as a member of the GOP party, we're getting ready to get to vote on the National Defense Authorization Act, and there is a provision in there, a key provision to this NDAA that would create a new Inspector General for Ukraine to find out just how much money we're spending, if Ukraine is using our donations and gifts to them in a very trustworthy and reliable manner. And for some reason, why would the White House oppose having an Inspector General for Ukraine? That is very, very strange.
That is very strange. A lot of things that come out of the Biden White House are very strange indeed. And you would think, why wouldn't this entire situation just be investigated as far as Luft is concerned? I mean, can you imagine if someone credible, or even someone not credible for that matter, made the same claims about President Trump? I mean, they'd be all over it, right?
Oh, they would just cover him up. It would be unbelievable. What we saw, for years and years, we've had the Trump-Russia collusion, supposedly, and through the years we've seen over and over with major multi-million-dollar, years-long investigations, special prosecutors, and that there was nothing there. There was no substance to the accusation that Trump was colluding with Putin or Russia, and you know what? If the past allegations have proven to be wrong, I think that what they're trying to do to President Trump right now probably is going to turn out to be another bunch of fake news. And so I just, a lot of folks have no confidence in our own DOJ, the federal government, and in this administration. Yeah. Too much smoke. There's got to be fire somewhere, some flame somewhere. And the FBI has been complicit as well. We know that they've covered up a lot of these investigations and turned the eyes of investigators away from President Biden and his son and President Biden's brother, as I said in the beginning of our conversations here. So I think the American people have had enough of this. They don't want to be living in a banana republic. They want to see the truth come out, and that's why I'm so thankful that we have a 5-seat majority now in the House of Representatives, so that we can be having these hearings, having sworn testimony from whistleblowers who are just appalled by what they've seen in their own agencies, and blowing the whistle.
Yeah, I'm so grateful that it's happening too, because something's got to be done, and these criminals must be held accountable. It can't go on, or it's just not sustainable at this point. They're literally destroying our country and everything that it stands for. Congressman, do you think if Luft has the opportunity to speak and what he is saying is indeed accurate, would it justify actually impeaching Joe Biden from office? I mean, do you think there's any legitimate shot at removing this tyrant from his role as president?
I think there absolutely would be. And quite frankly, I'm one that believes that a number of these of folks that are in this administration need to be impeached. I think we've seen enough of Merrick Garland and Alejandro Mayorkas. And as we keep seeing this evidence come out about Joe Biden when he was vice president, and even now, that this is the very purpose of these hearings that we're having at these two different committees. And our speaker has said that he does not want to be premature. He wants to get his ducks in a row. And we want to get the evidence against President Biden, and let's just see where these investigations lead us. And I think it could very, very well wind up justification for impeaching of this president.
Well, I sure hope so, and so do so many other Americans. I think there is more than enough evidence there, so we will remain hopeful on that. All right, now turning to NATO and foreign policy, Congressman, what's your response to the decision to not have Ukraine join for the time being?
I agree with that response at this point in time. I really do. My heart goes out to the Ukrainian people. There's no question about it. With an unprovoked attack on them by a despotic leader like Putin in Russia. Obviously, not all of Russia is on board with what Putin is trying to do. But nevertheless, we want to see if Ukraine is responsible, a reliable partner. We want to see. This is why I think the NDAA has got this, this Inspector General provision in it, the National Defense Authorization Act, so that we can look and see and how in the world can the Pentagon accidentally, quote unquote, provide Ukraine with an extra $6.2 billion in aid, which gives them basically kind of a slush fund, if you will. And we've continued to send Ukraine weapons and money. We have plans to do this in the future as well. Let me tell you, we don't have an endless, bottomless well. I served in the Army and the Air Force. I can tell you that the depletion of America's own arsenal risks our own national security. We absolutely have to see some accountability, how they're spending this money, how they're using this. And I will say this as well. Under President Zelensky, who I appreciate the man's leadership, but normal elections have been suspended in Ukraine until the conclusion of the conflict with Russia. Who knows how long that will be? And we keep being told that they're a democracy. Quite frankly, I don't remember, Allison, ever reading in the history books where Franklin Roosevelt suspended our elections during World War II. That's something that I think is brings up a lot of questions. So you know what? America can't afford to keep funding endless wars. And so I think that we need to see the proof will be in the pudding. And I think it's wise for us to wait and see how this works out.